So this is the German chamomile in my garden, which I now harvest. I had them a little bit dried out. You harvest them, only the blossoms, the heads, little heads. Show you. And then what you do with them is you take them on parchment paper and let them dry, completely dry out. So I put all the blossoms here on the parchment paper, and it's a little time consuming, pick a few and put them back, and then once they're dried out, you keep them in a glass, and it's German chamomile, and you can use them for tea, or in my case, when I had these clogged sinuses or face, if you have pimples in your face or unclean skin, you make a steam bath with them. So you pour boiling water over a handful of these blossoms and put a towel over your head. Make sure you're not burning your face, don't go too close, and then stay under the towel for about 5 minutes so that your skin and your sinuses are getting unclogged. That's a really good remedy, and it really helped me during my COVID recovery to get rid of all the clogged sinuses and the sniffles. So that's a good herb to have in the garden. And there is a reason why I started today's video with harvesting chamomile from the garden. Hello, first of all, to everybody. Welcome to the Tater Cowgirls cooking channel. I'm not cooking today per se. I wanted to give you the chamomile advice. It's a home remedy I used since I was a child in Germany. My grandma used that on me. And let me start with the beginning. There is a reason why I showed you the chamomile, and the reason is when we came back from vacation about 2.5 weeks ago, Clay went to work, and his boss had tested positive for COVID. A day later, Clay had symptoms and tested positive, and we quarantined him in the sleeping room, where he has his own bathroom and everything. I slept in the living room. Eddie and I tested negative at this time. Another day later, I noticed symptoms and tested positive COVID. And then another day later, Addie tested positive. She was the last one, and she was the first one who tested negative again. But we all quarantined 2 weeks in our house. But we had different symptoms, kind of weird. We all waited for the fever to come. Nobody of us had fever ever. We never had fever, not one single day. Addie was good after 2 days. She had a headache. This was her major thing, was the headache. And a sore throat she had too, yeah. But she was good after 2-3 days. She tested negative. She was the first one, I think, who tested negative, yeah. And Clay had aches and pains, muscle pains. That was his major thing. He said everything else was like a less than a flu. He had worse flus than that, he said, but the headache that starts on day 1 when you notice symptoms, and the aches in his back and everywhere, that was his worst thing. But he got out of it without medication. I think he took an ibuprofen the first day for the headache, but that was it. So he got out of it pretty good. I had to take Paxlovid, the COVID medicine, because I was really scared. As you know, I have diabetes, I have asthma. I'm 64, so I'm right there, you know. So I was worried it would go on my lungs, because I really don't want to have a bronchitis, or you know, that this goes further down. So my doctor said the first 5 days you notice symptoms, you can start Paxlovid. Later it will not help much anymore. I did start Paxlovid, and the symptoms disappeared fairly soon. I was good after a week with most of the symptoms. My symptoms were like a clogged sinus, sniffling, hoarse throat, and you know, my voice was almost gone. Headache, big time headache. That's how it started for all of us, the headache. And I had night sweats. I mean, I had to change clothes in the night. I was soaking wet. Since and what else did I have? Oh, in the cough, yeah. So all this mucus that came from the sinus that clogged everything went down on in my breast, my chest, and I coughed my lungs out. So I was worried. But Paxlovid took care of it. What I experienced, I mean, I don't know if it's from the medication or from the COVID itself, because my body was fighting the virus. The moment I took Paxlovid, I started Paxlovid a day after I noticed symptoms. I emailed my doctor. The prescription was free, and so I started. You have to take it like it's 3 capsules in the morning, 3 in the evening. 2 capsules are, it's interesting, they are from Italy and Ireland. So 2 capsules are the same and 1 is a different one, but you have 3, a morning dose 3 and an evening dose 3. And it, I think it's not good for your kidneys and liver. It impacts it, because you should not take it when you have a liver disease. But I couldn't notice any liver. As you know, I had an inflamed liver after taking metformin and glipizide, and all these signs were not there. I didn't have dark urine or like yellow in my eyes or something like that. I watched for that, but I didn't. What I had was, I woke up with a morning sugar, fasting sugar of 400. Can you believe that? And I didn't eat, believe me, I was sick. I did not eat. I had a bowl of McDougall soup, like a cup of soup in the morning, a cup of soup in the evening. I couldn't eat, you know. Sometimes I had an oatmeal in the morning, and I had sky high fasting sugar. And I emailed my doctor. I said, well, what can I do? I mean, I don't eat. It's not the eating that might be responsible. She said, increase your dose of insulin as long as it's so high. And it happens sometimes when you are sick and your body fights, that this happens. I assume Paxlovid was part of it too, but okay. It's now 3 weeks later. Oh, 3 weeks later. I tested negative after 10 days. Yeah, 10 days I tested negative. I was the last one to test negative from us 3. And the night sweats, everything was gone except of the high sugar. So I had to deal with that. It went down now a little bit. I'm now in the morning a little bit higher than I usually am. I am, you know, around sometimes 200, sometimes 180. It went down, but it's not good yet. So I should be 120, 110, something like that, you know. So I assume my body is still fighting. So I started, also actually during my COVID time, I already started using alternative ways to get rid of my symptoms. And there comes the chamomile into place. As you know, I harvested chamomile. I cure it at home. These are the cured, dried blossoms. And then I put it in a airtight container. You can do teas, yes, but for teas I have chamomile tea. You get it everywhere. What I do with those is I take a bowl and I fill it with like half of it with boiling water. I take a good amount. I would take the whole amount here. I dried here, so I dry them in batches, but that's at least the amount I would take and pour it into my bowl, boiling water. Then I take a towel, put it over my head, and go over the bowl. But be very careful, because this is hot. You do not want to burn your face. So you go like this. You have to bowl in there, but far enough so that you are comfortable under the towel. And you start breathing in the steam. It not only helps with your sinuses, it also helps with skin. If you have, not clean skin, like acne, it helps with that too. If you do not have German chamomile in your garden, I find it in Mexican supermarkets, like which ones are the ones we have in Gilroy? Let me check the name that I give it correct to you. Cardenas is the one I usually find it. They have it in bags, not expensive. It's called manzanilla, the Mexican word for chamomile. It's little bags. So Artegas is another one supermarket who has it. I usually buy it at Cardenas. They are really close to me, and that really helps with the sinuses. Then I have a German tea honey mixture. I got it from the German deli store in Southern California. They when you order there, they ship it, and it's stinging nettle tea. This is helping your immune system and also your kidneys and liver to detox. For my voice, I have a recipe. It's honey, citron, and ginger tea. Honey, citron, and ginger tea. And when I worked at the Enza, the accompanist in the music department gave that to me when I had a sore throat. She said that's what all the opera singers and music teachers use when they have a sore throat. So I tried it. It takes your stuff away. It gives you a better voice. So this is a thing. I'm still drinking that one because I want to audition for the church band, but that's a whole other story. I tell another time. It gets too long in the video. But this is good for your voice, that tea. Now, the test I used is that one, the eye health self-test. They say you can't go testing after you had COVID. It might continue to be positive. You have to do that rapid test, and it worked. It was a clear negative. And as I said, we quarantined for 2 weeks, so we made sure nobody gets in touch with us. That new variant seems to be very infectious, but less harmful, maybe, like the first COVID. I don't know, because I only had mild symptoms. We all only had mild symptoms, and we got rid of it. I had to take Paxlovid. The others didn't even take a COVID medicine. Now we are immune. We have antibodies. That's good. So that's what I wanted to tell you, and at the end of this video I also show you what happened yesterday, August 10. Clay, Eddie and I got baptized at the Foothills Church in Gilroy, and we are all three officially now born-again Christians, and it was a great day. We had a barbecue, and we went into the water. Pastor Mark baptized us. So this little video is at the end of that. And this is for today. I wanted just to touch base with you, tell you what went on, and why you didn't hear from me for quite a while. I was sick, you know. Oh, the good part, I lost 12 pounds. 12 pounds in 10 weeks because I couldn't eat, you know. I hope my sugar goes down. I pray for my morning glucose going down to my normal, because I don't want to take more insulin. And yeah, I'm eating right. I eat the McDougall way. I try to get down, and I feel, oh, that's what we had to all three, the fatigue. I mean, it was like I wanted to water the garden. I had no other symptoms, and I had to sit down 3 times just to water the garden. It's like I couldn't do anything anymore, and maybe that's why my sugar is higher, because I wasn't as active as normal. You know, I couldn't walk anywhere. I just was lying there like, you know. And the other two too, you just have to give your body time, I guess, to recover. The fatigue is gone. I'm up to speed now, so it should get better. And I'm sure I have a couple recipes I want to show you, because the garden is just exploding right now. I have so many zucchinis, I have beets, so I'm gonna show you probably a beet recipe, which I like, because beets is not that easy to do. I might show you another zucchini recipe, and we will see. There's more out there for you to try. So see you next week, I promise. There's also more to tell next week, which I don't want to talk about it right now. A lot of things are going on around here in the Bichler Moncrief house, and I wish you a great Thursday and a good weekend, and I see you next week at another cooking show with the Tater Cowgirls, as I say in California. Peace out. Pow.
Walked away, unspeakable things you do. Fix your eyes on the mountain, the past be dead and gone. Come on, saints and sinners, you can't outrun God. What you've done can overcome the power of the blood. Your love and holy, so live like a prodigal child.
All right, we got it, cameras.
You got it? You got it, Rach?
I don't have to help right now.
You can stay and help.
Shoulder there for me.
Switch voice. Right, ready?
That's okay. I can do this now. If you want to go to video. So that would be great. So I can do it or not. It's okay.